Welcome back. You're watching the morning news on CNN News 18, and we're continuously tracking the G20 summit that is currently being held in Bali. And we have some breaking news coming in. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen tests positive for COVID after hosting dozens of world leaders, including US President Joe Biden, at ASEAN summit. Asia's longest ruling leader says in Facebook post that he got the positive result on arrival in Indonesia for G20 summit. My colleague Abhishek Jha for more details on this. So, Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen has tested positive for COVID after hosting dozens of world leaders, including US President Joe Biden, at ASEAN summit. Asia's longest ruling leader told this in the Facebook post that he got the positive result on arrival in Indonesia for the G20 summit. So, it is to be noted that US President Joe Biden is also present at the G20 summit, and he was also present at the ASEAN summit that was held when Cambodian Prime Minister was also there. And so this clearly shows that COVID is not over yet, and Cambodian Prime Minister will be unable to join the G20 summit as he has tested positive for COVID. So he conveyed this news through a Facebook post in which he told that he got the positive result on arrival in Indonesia for the G20 summit. So please note, G20 summit is currently being held in Bali. I'd like to go back to my guests, Alok Bansal. So, sir, does this summit become more significant as India is going to get the presidency for next year? And does this also mean that India can now herald the global narrative after hosting the G20 summit next year?
See, there is no doubt from our point of view, this assumes greater significance because we are assuming the presidency and we will be shaping to some extent the global narrative. And this is also important because it comes at a very, very crucial time in global history, because the world is undergoing a transformation at this point of time because of various reasons. It's a post-pandemic era when there was a serious dent to the global economy. We have a major conflict going on, Russia-Ukraine war, which is the biggest war that's taking place in Europe, which has affected the supply chains globally. There are tensions between China and US. There are numerous issues, but it does give India a chance to shape the global narrative. We can put forward our agenda, and we have actually come out with a logo and a theme which actually corresponds to Indian ethos, where we say one earth, one family, one future, Vasudev Kutumbakam, which has been our stated policy. The world is one family. We have actually, so we are looking at the globe, and we are also talking about sustainable development because life is what is being actually focused on. So that is what is very, very important. We will be in a position to shape, and I think Prime Minister Modi will meet various leaders at this summit to take their inputs also as to what should be the agenda of G20 for next 1 year. And as Ambassador Sajjan Har said, that along with the past president and the future leader, that is Brazil and Indonesia, India could play a major role in trying to bring this Russia-Ukraine conflict to an end, because all these three countries have been neutral in this conflict and can draw the attention of both the leaders, because this conflict has reached a position where it requires an external intervention to end. Otherwise, it will go on in at least foreseeable future, causing huge damage to the global economy. So I think India is in a position, and as of now, as I understand, food and energy security session is going on at G20, where Prime Minister Modi would also be speaking. So this is, of course, one of the major issues that the global community is facing today. And how the G20 resolves this major crisis will be an important facet which everybody would like to see and witness. But I think going forward, next 1 year, India will have a major role to play. And I think this would also focus global attention on India for next 1 year. And I think it will be very, very important. I think India is gearing up to, has already geared up to take over this responsibility and shape the global narrative.
Absolutely, sir. I'd like to go back to